Well, hello, you beautiful. Hi. Today is Monday, and if you're here, you know what we're doing. We're gonna work out, and we're gonna work out together. So, yeah, if you are feeling like maybe you need a little motivation to do this on a consistent basis, well, this is what we do. This is why we're here. This is why we're doing it together. This is sort of the anti-cheerful at the gym crowd. It's a struggle for most of us, and so but we recognize that we do need to do it, and we need to be consistent with some form of workout. And so this is why we're doing it. This is why we're here. This is why you're here. So welcome. It's good to have you. What can I say? We do this every Monday and Friday, and we just get together and do a 20 to 30 minute workout. It's free choice. Everyone can do whatever they want. So whatever it is that you want to do. I know that some of us go to the gym and do weights. Some of us go for a walk. I personally do these kettlebell swings with this double kettlebell that I rigged up just so that I would have enough weight. And I didn't want to splurge on the heavier one that was going to cost twice as much to condense all of this into a single one. So this is why I'm doing that. But yeah, you're free to have whatever it is that you want and do whatever it is that you want. And, this is a small commitment that we're doing, so I'm glad to have you here. Also, if you work out with us, we're one of the cool people. So, one of the cools. Is that a good way to say it? I don't know. Yeah, I do 100 kettlebell swings, and we usually have little conversations about, I don't know, mostly struggling to lose weight. And so, if there's a place to bitch about it, this is it. This is it. You won't get any of the, come on, you do it. Don't bitch out. Just, no. We're gonna bitch all through the fucking workout. But this is what we're doing. All right, let me get started with my first set. And we'll get going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. So this that I'm doing, if you don't know what it is, it's called the kettlebell swing. And basically, I believe these guys are called Russian kettlebells. I'm assuming they were invented in Russia. I don't know. But I used to do a workout with a single kettlebell, which is how a kettlebell swing is usually done. And then I recently moved down to Argentina, and when I got here, I couldn't find a single kettlebell that had the exact weight that I was doing back in the States. And so I was looking, and I found one that had slightly more than I was lifting back in the States that I was using. And it was, I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like $40 or something. I know it's not expensive, but I'm on a budget. And then if I got two, like $40. And if I got two that each one had half the weight of that one, so I think that, like, these are 12 kilos. I think the 24 kilos were, it's like $40, but if I got two 12s, I could get both of these for like 20, I guess. And after thinking long and hard about it, I realized that it probably has to do with the material. So being able to condense that much weight into a single kettlebell needed a different kind of material that was probably more expensive, and so getting two of these guys seemed like a better choice, just financially. And then I found myself with the weird problem of, what do I do with this? And so I also bought like a little yoga strap that was kind of flimsy, and I ended up using it to tie them together so I could do the kettlebell swing with it. And the only thing is that it requires a slightly wider stance than the traditional kettlebell. And we've been doing this for weeks, and I haven't found that it affects my back or anything really. So just going with it. It's kind of how we're doing it. We don't have a lot of expertise in any of these matters. We just kind of try it, trying to be mindful of form so we don't injure ourselves and stuff. But yeah, that's that. All right, let's keep going. One more set. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Whew. Now, I do like the kettlebell swing, and the reason that's basically the only sort of like strength training that I'm doing, muscle building exercise. I read it a long time ago. I think the original idea came from a book called The 4-Hour Body, and the author was talking about how doing kettlebell swings, or I guess kettlebell swings, combined a lot of stuff or a lot of different muscle groups and stuff into a single exercise. So this is working out some of the larger muscle groups, especially in your legs. And also the way that it's done, it's a little bit of cardio in there. You get a little bit of that cardio effect. And I don't want to say that it was the sort of like the lazy way of working out, but it was a way to, for people who perhaps don't enjoy going to the gym, I'm certainly one of them, and want to get an efficient, worthwhile workout in as short a time as possible. This is a good compromise. And I remember I bought the kettlebell that I have in the US at the time, and it was expensive, but I splurged for it because I thought, well, this is gonna help not pay for a gym and stuff. I haven't used it consistently, only until we started working out together at the beginning of the year. And so if you are perhaps struggling to do this on a consistent basis, we all meet here every Monday and every Friday, and we do this for 20, 30 minutes. And again, you don't have to do the kettlebell swing. It's just what I'm doing. The point is that we do it together, and you come and you join us and we do it together, and that is sort of it. That's it. Choose whatever you want to do. It's just about committing to do a little bit. Even if you're just sort of walking around your house, like I used to do so much, not even a house. I've walked around my small apartments in various places as a form of workout. And so, even if you're doing that, that's probably good. We can go with that. All right, let's do one more set. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Whew. Why do I do 100? I don't know. It's a nice round number. It doesn't feel like a complete cop-out. I know at some point I read somewhere that there's like a challenge, like a 10,000 kettlebell swings in like a week or like a month. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember that seemed insane. And I don't know, maybe we'll do it at some point. But for now, this is what we got. So we're doing 100. Just seems like a nice round number. It's enough for the workout to take long enough to feel a little more significant. So, yeah, and like I was mentioning earlier, we started doing this back in like February, which is when I started this whole thing. If you're new here, and I've seen some new faces around the channel, I'm JJ, and I am on a quest to lose 150 pounds. When I started back in February, I was 338 pounds, about 338.5 pounds. And we're roughly down about 30 pounds since. And you know, we started when I was living back in the States, and then a few months ago, I moved down to Argentina. And so it's been quite a journey, a lot of ups and downs. And the idea for me is to just kind of document it, sort of like this is how I'm keeping my weight loss journal in these sort of like daily videos, vlogs, just to kind of show what weight loss in the real world looks like. Let me get another set in and we'll keep talking about this. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah, I wanted to see what it would look like to do this, like I said, in the real world, where, you know, things aren't perfect. Life gets in the way a lot. We have mental health issues that keep us from being our best selves. And that's okay. We embrace those things here. And you will see in the comments that we have a supportive community where we encourage each other and we share with one another, and everyone is welcome and we don't judge, you know. Everyone's path is completely different. And, you know, as new science starts coming out and the way that, I guess, the new wave of medicine and science and health and stuff, it's coming out as finding out how different we all are and how something that may work really well for one person won't work for someone else for a whole bunch of different reasons. And so we try to embrace that here and not, you know, get hung up on, you know, a specific thing, you know. Also, what may work for you physically might not work mentally. And if it doesn't work mentally, then we need to find a different way around. The point is that we are committed to health. We are committed to improving our health, whatever that is, you know. Weight loss is just one way to measure it. And, you know, we talk about it extensively. So you will see it, you know, we'll be touching on it as I'm going through the weight loss. But weight loss is not the main goal that we have here. Health is feeling healthy, and we have different ways of thinking about that. So again, weight loss is just one measurement that we track to make sure that perhaps we're headed in the right direction, but only if we're doing it in a healthy way. And so those are sort of the tenets of our little community here. Let's keep going. One more set. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Whew. So if perhaps you've been struggling with sticking with a workout regimen, we start very slow. This is as much as I've been able to consistently do for this long, I guess, which is 20 to 30 minutes twice a week, and that's it. And, at some point, we might progress, we might not. We might find that if we do it this way, it might be enough. And I mean that in terms of like a more intense workout. And then the other days, we try to be a little more active. We bitch a lot about the way sometimes the U.S. is set up to keep you from walking and maybe driving more. In the U.S. I live in the suburbs outside of D.C. and so I drive a lot, and that makes me a very sedentary person. So now that I'm here in Argentina and I'm sort of living downtown Buenos Aires, I take a lot of public transportation, which means that I'm sort of walking a lot, and that in and of itself helps me get my steps in, and just instead of a more purposeful workout, building it into everyday life in that way certainly makes it easier, because you don't have to make more time for it, but it's sort of built in to, your day. So my girlfriend and I went out to dinner on Saturday, and we just walked home. It's like a 40-minute walk. It's like over a mile walk, and that it by itself was enough to, get my steps in, get my heart rate up. You can't do that shit in the U.S. It's just not as easy, especially if you live in New York, sure, or even if you live in D.C. proper, or any of the bigger cities. But even I lived in L.A. for a while, and you can't really do that shit in L.A. I did it only because I lived in downtown Los Angeles, and that was more walkable than any other part of Los Angeles. But so, we try to build it into our days a little bit in that way. But the only purposeful workout where it's just this, I got my gloves and everything, that's how you know it's legit. That is just Mondays and Fridays, 20 to 30 minutes. Let's keep going. We're already halfway there. You see, it's going. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And so that is the commitment that we have here. We just show up twice a week and we do this. We do it together. Join us. It is fun. You'll be one of the cools. And also, I'm not always this chipper. I'm in a particularly good mood today. And I don't even know why, because I didn't even sleep that well last night. I actually had kind of mediocre sleep. And I think it has to do with one of the issues that I have in sleeping is that on the weekends, my bedtime shifts more than it should. So I'm trying to be in bed and trying to fall asleep by 11 and try to give myself 9 hours to sleep from 11 to 8. But then on the weekends, if we are socializing in any way, that tends to shift, and it's very disruptive. So Saturday night, by the time we actually went to bed, it was kind of late. And then by the time we woke up on Sunday, it's well into the morning, which means that then trying to be in bed by 11 and falling asleep just doesn't work. And we both had a hard time falling asleep. So But yeah, no, I woke up this morning and I was feeling energetic enough that I felt like making sure that I was reflecting that in my workout, I guess. And hopefully that's motivation enough for you guys to join us. Let's do one more set. One, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. 70. You know, I can tell I'm getting stronger. This used to take it out of me so much more when we first started out. If you like go back, and I know it's hard because there are so many videos on the channel, but if you try to go back and look at the first few workouts that we did together, because I didn't always do this on camera, I used to just do this. I was very new in trying to figure out how to document all this. And I know you probably don't think so at the moment, but I am, or have been, pretty camera shy, and I'm slowly starting to overcome that, but I didn't know how to do it. And so it took me a little while after we started with the channel and documenting my weight loss. It took me a couple weeks to get started in doing the workouts together. And if you go back and watch the first ones, for the very first workouts, I was so winded I had to sit down in between sets. You know, I couldn't even imagine doing what we're doing right now, which is just like having a conversation. And so in that way, I am getting strong. I can certainly tell you that I am getting stronger. You know, and the problem is that that's difficult to measure, you know, because it's so subjective. There's no objectivity to this. And I personally have a very difficult time with subjectivity. If something is easy to measure and see, like, I'm good with that. But any sort of ambiguity or any kind of subjectivity like this, like, do you feel stronger? I don't know, you know. But in this case, I think it's clear enough. I think that the difference is clear enough that I can tell you that I'm certainly getting stronger. And that's good. That's really good, because I was, and still am, in terrible shape. Really bad. I mean, like, all right, let me get another sitting, because then we'll just ramble on forever. But we'll keep talking about this. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. I have different gadgets that I use to measure. And again, this comes back to my dislike of subjectivity. And I try to be as objective as possible by removing myself from the equation and incorporating some gadgets and some science into the mix so we can get some metrics that my crazy brain can get on board with. But basically, like, apparently I have the fitness of an average 50-something-year-old. And I'm like almost 20 years younger than that. So that's how bad it is. It is pretty bad. Pretty bad. But we're trying to correct that, and we're working hard at it. That's what we're doing by doing these workouts, by doing them together. improving a tiny bit at a time. And that's it. And that's it. All right, 2 more sets. 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, You see how quickly that's going? It is going quickly, guys. It is going quickly. Or I don't know, maybe it's going quickly for me. If you're hating it, that's good. And that's fine, just hang in there. Do your best. Now, when we finish with the kettlebell swings, that's not quite the end of it. After that, I do some bicep curls with some light kettlebells. Because, I know this might be pointless, but I've never had like bigger arms. No kind of definition anywhere. And so I'm just working out the biceps a little bit. And like I explained when I started, it's not about doing the right exercise to grow your arms so that you have guns. But I had some dumbbells here in the apartment, and it's low-hanging fruit. I can extend my workout a little bit, get, my heart rate up a couple more times, which is always good. And I don't know, maybe work out the arm muscles a little bit. These guys are pretty flaccid at the moment. And so maybe we need, or we could, we could get a little bit stronger arms if we do it. But we're mainly doing it because it's easy. If it was any more difficult than that, I probably wouldn't do it. And so it would defeat the purpose. So doing something like this is probably better than nothing. And it's easy enough. It doesn't take much. So when we're done with the 100 kettlebell swings, we're not done yet. We're getting close. Now, let me do the last set and then we'll talk about that real quick. Last set of the kettlebell swings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Whew. We got it. Let me pull my pants up so I don't moon you guys. And then grab these guys. So these are just 5 kilos, so I don't know, maybe close to 10 pounds. Can't remember what the conversion is. With these, like I said, I only do just simple bicep curls, but we do sets of 20, and up until now I've been doing 3 sets, so 60. But today, because you're here, and we're happy that you're here, we're gonna do 80. We're gonna do 4 sets of 20. We're gonna up it a little bit. And so this is what we're going to do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh. So yeah, it does burn and my heart rate goes up. So yay, we're doing it. We are doing it. So like I was mentioning earlier, I started out at 338.5. That's my weight. That was my weight. And someone recently asked me in the comments how tall I am. I'm 5'6". Well, technically, sometimes I measure 5'6", sometimes I measure 5'7", depending on who's measuring and when. And so I would say probably I'm like 5'6.5", because it's been very evenly split. But you know, when I'm getting measured, or I'm measuring myself, but anyway, I haven't done it in a while, but basically, like, I think my driver's license says 5'7", but then, you know, I also get equal amounts of 5'6". So like 5'6.5", but I always just round down for sort of weight loss purposes. And 338, but for a 5'6", even 5'7", is extremely overweight by medical standards. And so I know that I have, in theory, over 150 pounds to lose. Now, whether that is something that would be sustainable long-term or even desirable in any way remains to be seen. Obviously, we're not going here for a number on the scale, we're going for health. And I'm guessing that any lower than that is just not gonna be feasible for me. So we're using it just because it's an easy metric to follow, but we don't know if that's gonna be the case at all. Let's do another set. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Now, since we started doing these guys, I also feel stronger. I feel like I'm able to do the sets without as much difficulty as it was in the beginning, so at least that's good. But yeah, so I don't know, if it's gonna be any more than that, but around 150 pounds is still gonna be between 180, 190. And thinking back on last time I was maybe around that weight, and it's probably been close to 20 years at this point. That's probably when I looked my best. And so, as long as I'm healthy and all my health markers, all my blood work and all that stuff checks out, we'll probably stick around somewhere in there that's manageable and sustainable. Because I think that I will be on the top, like if we were going by like BMI standards, I would be at the top range of like normal weight. Like in order to cross into like the normal or like healthy weight based on BMI, I would probably have to be like 150, I think it's what it was, or lower. Like I could go as low as like 130. I don't know, that seems, yeah, it just, I can't even wrap my head around that. That sounds ridiculous. All right. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. All right. Ooh, that burns. And just like that, we're so close, you guys. We are so close. We're gonna be done in just a minute. How long have we been at this? 35 minutes. Okay, it's been a little bit longer than we thought. But this is it. You know, this is usually what a normal workout is like. So I hope that you guys have liked it. And that you're gonna, maybe if you've been struggling a little bit to make that commitment, you come back and you join us. We're here every Monday and every Friday. We are always here. We are always here. And so, in that way, we do it together. We don't miss out. And it's just so much easier if you do it with friends than if you do it by yourself. I really don't enjoy working out, but it's more enjoyable if we do it together. It becomes a bit of a social activity. And it's fun. I mean, not technically fun, but less miserable, I guess, is the way to go about it. All right, last set. And then we are truly, truly done with our workout. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and 80. Whew. All right, we did it. We did it. This is fantastic. Well done. Thank you so much. Now, I haven't done this in a while, but since you're here, I am going to do it for you. I'm really just going to do it for myself. We need to do a little bit of a body check, see how things are coming along. And I will give you a little treat. I'm going to let my hair down because if you're new here, you probably haven't seen it. And it's a sight to behold. How do we do this? This is my hair of 20 years. It goes all the way down to the floor. Now, something that back in the US, when we were doing a video where we measured it to see how heavy it was, I try to show the difference in color, the discoloration that happens as the hair ages. Because like hair down here is 20 years old. And the light was bad, so you couldn't really see it. But now that the light is better here, look at this. Look at the difference in color. Do you see it? This is 20-year-old hair. This is newer hair. And it's kind of like a burned auburn almost. And this, you know, might now getting to be salt and pepper. But yeah, this is the difference in color if you hadn't seen it. Anyway, how do we do this? Let's figure out the microphone. See if we can just attach it to my hair. All right, let's go with that. And let's take a look. See how I am doing. All right. And again, I really hope that the microphone isn't like doing all kinds of crazy noises for you guys. But yeah, this is it. So I hold most of my weight in the upper region. I seem to have these like sort of like fat pockets in my extremities, and it's usually this one and this one, like right down here and here. Not as much as here and here, but there's like a little pocket that forms, and it's interesting how that happens because it's very symmetrical, like this side. As I was measured a couple years ago in a gym, the guy was saying that my legs have the least amount of fat in them. You know, I don't hold a lot of fat in my legs, so they're for the most part good. But this region, obviously, quite a bit. And these, and definitely back here. And so, you know, we're getting there. We're working on it. All this stuff. And yeah, that is it, you guys. And so this is what we look like. We do body checks, you know. I hadn't really done it in a while because, believe it or not, I am a little bit shy and I'm always a little embarrassed, and it's a little bit embarrassing to get naked in front of the camera, especially when you feel you don't look your best. But honestly, at this point, we're past all that. This is what it is. This is what we're working with. It's beautiful. It's there. And we're trying to improve it, not just for aesthetics, but mainly for health. And, you know, aesthetics are subjective. And so this might be extremely beautiful to some people. It is to me, but it's not quite healthy. So that's why we're trying to change it. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the workout. I'm glad that we did it together. That is it. I'm going to let you go now. And hopefully you'll come back and we'll see you on Friday. Also, I'm really here every day and sort of documenting my journey and my quest to do this. I'm currently, like I said, I'm in the 3. My average is about 308 right now, and I'm trying to get down to 200 pounds by July 2025, which is when I turn 40. So come back if you're curious, if you need some motivation, if you're interested. You're welcome. You're always welcome here. So thank you. See you next time.